Hello, this is Bobby Wine, and we are right now on Diaspora Connect UG, bringing you closer to home.
Diaspora Connect UG, bringing you closer to home.
All right, man. Link up, subscribe, and be there. Cheers.
Basebo ne banyabo munzikirize mbanjulire Chairman Nyanzi ajje ayogereko gye tuli. Obugalo bwa Chairman Nyanzi Saabakunzi kunga Uganda kunga bagambe kabakayiye mu luzungu Chairman katuyize mu luzungu mobilize kunga your country. Mobilize please your country. People power. Kunga Uganda kunga. Kunga Diaspora kunga. Kunga California kunga. This is the time. This is the time. Museveni agende. Nebwalibanga alemeddeko ng'alemeddeko. Nebwalibanga alemeddeko ateekwa buteeko okgenda. Ate obululu nebwalibanga bukuttemu ng'abukuttemu. Nebwalibanga bukuttemu ateekwa. Leero luno lutalo ye mama. Twagoba katengo lutalo ye mama.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the leader of opposition, chapter leaders, our members of parliament, Banyabo Neva Sebo. Ekisooka nebaza saba kalimu okuba kyalina oluyimba luno olw'abanafu abasiraamu. Ekyo kiraga nti NUP ebadde incooperative ng'egatta amadini gonna n'amawanga gonna mu Uganda. Ekyokubiri, abantu ba diaspora beebaza okuba nti mwagalana. Wano kino kyogera mu Luganda nti bajjajjammwe baakolerawo dda. Olw'ekyo si musango okwenjoyinga ebibala ebiri mu nsisiro e Bulaaya. Ekyokusatu, you are a force that we shall gather together later to come back and rescue our country. So, comrades in the diaspora, make sure you help our people who are capable of joining you in the diaspora.
We know very well that there is a lot of economic empowerment to our comrades who come to the diaspora. So whoever has access to come, okufuna wano Buddha, please help our people, especially our young people who come here. Today, I will talk about a few things. First and foremost, there is a perception that we want to kill that has instilled fear in the people of Uganda. We always lament about Museveni. First, there is a perception that he created that he is a witch. Yateekawo embeera nti mulogo okubira ddala mu nsiko.
Yateekawo embeera nti abantu bagamba bakyasobola okufuuka Kapa. Now, that perception has grown up today. Some people say that he is a witch. Yabale n'ebyokwala by'Ababaka n'abba ebintu by'eminyeengo ebireeteza mu buyinza. That's a wrong perception. Museveni cannot bewitch us. And if we had that capacity, we wouldn't have done all what we are doing here. That is a psychological warfare that he has created among us Ugandans. They think that he is supernatural and you want to kill that superstition. Museveni doesn't have capacity to change what we are supposed to do spiritually. Mpulira mu kiseera kitabani kye kiba kigamba fenga abachwezi. He doesn't have that capacity. Kati wano kati yatutuwezezza. We've been able to do a lot of things. We initiated a political party when he doesn't know. Where was he? Where was his spiritual power when we were talking Nup? We were able to buy land in the middle of the city. So we have to kill that perception. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, we must be aware that Museveni is not immortal. He's a human being who is going to die. In fact, he's a man who is about to turn into a garbage. Museveni is growing old like everybody. He's a human being. Museveni muntu ngaffe era akaddiwa. Takyawaza myaka mingi kusinga mababuka abali wano. So just be sure that we are going to take power from him. Some people want to turn him into a small god in Uganda. Comrades, that empowerment to give that man by praising him every time. For me, I think we should embark on strategies of fighting him and make him weather more and more. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we've always been crying that Museveni is buying our people, he's very rich. I want to ask you a question. Does Museveni get money from heaven? Does he get money from the sea or from the ocean? Museveni gets money from people. He gets money from where we can access. I think we should also look for money. So, Mr. President, comment about what happened to sente. Let's look for money to the every year. I will finally, Mr. President, leader of opposition, we have had a lot of complaints in the diaspora. There has been miscoordination, especially on social media. I would like to appeal to the members of diaspora, please. Our foot soldiers are always scared of the disunity that we have in the diaspora. Please unite our forces. But now, we have several abantu baffe e Uganda, bafoot soldier, abantu abali ku bukiiko, buli omu awukana bongera okutya ne babivaako ebyokulwana. Tubasaba mwegatte ku mulundi guno mwokka tuleme nga tutwala omusajja. I am happy to inform you that we now have a Kunga force in Uganda that can execute whatever we plan. Anytime we are pushing this man away. When it comes to demonstration, unite, tukole ekintu kimu, fenna tukiriziganya omulundi gumu, omusajja tugenda musindikiriza era tugenda mutwala nga kakaaba. Mwebale nnyo, mwebale ddala. Nyakusaba mukita nebaza bategese omukolo guno wakati mu lutalo oluyitirivu. Those comrades who are organizing other diverting functions, please, we need to be together. United, we shall take this man away. Kunga Uganda, kunga. Kunga Diaspora, kunga. Kunga everybody, kunga. Kunga bulimuwali kunga. Tugenda kufuka kule esawa yonna mu Uganda. Tugenda kufuuka ettabu omusajja mwebalire ddala naye muzikirize bakama ne basebo bali omukisa guno okwebaza pulezidenti waffe Kyagulanyi. Omusajja oyo atuwadde obugumu obw'amaanyi ennyo ennyo ennyo. Njagala bannange mwebaze omusajja gwe bayitadde Billowsi Lubongolya mumukubireko mu ngalo nza kuteesya Benjamin Katana naye mukubireko mu ngalo abalaba Joel Ssenyonyi. Abasajja abo tusula tutunula planning for our country, planning for a revolution that we are sure is going to take this man. Thank you very much. Mwebale nnyo Mukama abakulembere abazze bulungi. People power! Our power! Nanyi mwekindalo. Abaali baagala Uganda okujeddiza mu ngeri Kyagulanyi yagisobola. Sibawulira. Abaali baagala Uganda okujeddiza bangireke Kyagulanyi yagisobola. Uganda kunga, kunga, tasengwa ngalo. Kunga, Uganda kunga, kunga, tasengwa ngalo. Now I'll take this opportunity to call the local opposition to address this gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ, I would like to see this man shaking. I will never see him dance. DJ, please.
Chairman and the local chairman, the Kanga Mujim. So when the president rises, it means clearly that the president is on the horizon. So I want everybody's attention clearly on me here. But we're going to do it differently, that we can really up the tempo differently. People power,
Our power,
people power, our power. We said it. People power, and our power. Slowly, President Sijamita. People power. Thank you, Chairman Nyanzi. Kindly have your seat. Can I invite everyone to please take your seats that we can prepare for the President to speak to us. Mr. President, sir, colleagues, members of Parliament, our leaders of the Diaspora team, in a special way, the California chapter that has organized this momentous day. Mr. President, I would like to invite the membership of this convention to join you in a special way to welcome you in this convention this evening, Mr. President. You are welcoming the deputy. Will you welcome the president now? Thank you. Mr. President, I would like to report to you that as the contingent from Uganda, we were well received by friends here. We had very warm pickups from the airports. We came at different intervals. But we could see the warmth and the commitment of the team that picked us, their commitment to this interaction, the commitment to being a part of this juggernaut. You could see sacrifice. We saw presence. We saw the spirit of nationalism on play. I would like to report to you, Mr. President, that what you see here is not pretense. It is total commitment. I would like before you to initially thank the Diaspora team leaders from the different chapters for this positivity. Mr. President, you are aware that after the 2021 debacle, our troops were scattered. It takes charisma. It takes a sense of imagination for the top commander to rally his troops back into the trenches to reorganize for action. I want to thank you for the leadership that has enabled us to reassemble and rethink our way. We could have been easily scattered into oblivion if it wasn't for imagination and positivity about our sense of direction. For the 3 days I've been around this team, the President, we have learned and unlearned. We have listened to each other. We have critiqued each other. The team you gave me in Parliament, partly represented here, has faced the community here, and they have had to answer to their presence in Parliament, to answer to their actions, and equally to what is considered inaction. And I believe at the end of this interaction, we fully understand each other. We now understand where we stand, and we best understand our obligations after today's events, Mr. President. I would like to thank the team leaders for the choice of themes that were part of our conversation in the side rooms, in the main hall, and elsewhere since Friday. We live here today, Mr. President, more united, more focused, more resilient, more buttressed, above all, with a fair appreciation of our sense of duty. I would like, Mr. President, to inform the members here that we now know that it's not about Chagulanyi. It's about our sense of statehood. It's about our sense of duty as citizens. And today we know that's all about the entire Uganda, from Zongo to Soro, aware of our history as Ugandans, that we're a country of multiple ethnicities, that Uganda is an ethnic melting pot, being divided by a couple of individuals that appropriated our country, and therefore we owe it to posterity to work together, to submit to the duty of this nation, to submit and sacrifice our own individual aspirations and ambitions, and serve our own matter, and serve common good, is a huge takeaway, Mr. President, from this interaction. And I would like to believe that the chapter leaders from across the diaspora now best understand what needs to be done once they retreat in their closets. I even advise them, Mr. President, that when they think they have very serious challenges, serious in quotes, according to me, they should go back to wherever they come from, whether Boston, get a huge room, switch off your phones, punch each other for 10 hours, come out sober and sit down. Let's speak Uganda. That was most understood. It's very, very important. And for the sake of Uganda, for the sake of our children and grandchildren, we must subordinate, our personal interests, our ego, and speak about Uganda. Once we speak about Uganda, all of us will fit in Uganda. This is not going to be a job for an individual, but we have a commander. That commander must be supported. And can I tell you, friends, it's not a choice. We either do it together or we perish together as fools. There's no choice. And history books will be written. There was a time, there was a chance. There were men and women. They knew what to do. They looked on. They were chiding each other. They were mocking each other. They never acted. Then probably our grandchildren would think of a befitting monument for our failure. They will think about our immense capacity, that these guys could communicate. They had cell phones. They even had free data or Wi-Fi. They used to insult each other. They used to exchange obscenities. They used to undermine each other. They eventually undermined the common good. That would be a monument of our times. You know that kind of monument? Would that be a befitting epitaph for our time? Would that be the epitaph befitting of our capacity, our immense ability to communicate, to reach out? Mr. President, it's been learning and unlearning. We have had those conversations in whispers and aloud. Today, I stand here to the Deputy President, speak proudly that a message has been received to all and sundry, that we are going to act better, and I believe so. If today does not offer enduring lessons, then I'm afraid each one of us will have a duty to go and write an epitaph and put it behind or beneath their pillow for your children to put on your grave. I know the kind of epitaph I will choose for myself. I don't know what the president will choose for himself. Probably he'll say, I had the courage, I sacrificed, I was laid down. That should never be his epitaph. We should make that epitaph for him. That in our midst, God be pushed up. The big person in our midst is a leader. A leader in special circumstances, where those with immense ability are scared to leave their comfort. You are part of the making of history for rethinking the new Uganda. A Uganda that will serve everyone. I'm returning to Parliament as the team leader, convinced and alive to the fact that we can do better, we can do more, we're going to do more. We must lead by example, and that we need to sacrifice more. And of course, back home, be aware, friends, that the entire Uganda is watching us here alive. And back home, our people are alive and strong. They face immense challenges of basic existence. But they are courageous. They are fighting on. The challenges home are huge, but they are not insurmountable. They are huge, but we can overcome them. If only we can reduce the gaps between us. If only we can reduce the fissures. If only we can work on the little things, on the trinkets that have the tendency of undermining our cohesion. Is it money? No, it's not money. Is it people? No, it's not people. Is it support? No, it's not support. Let everyone be the leader. The leader from your household, on your village, in your community. It is a business of leaders everywhere. Which is why I'm highly indebted to the President for what he's been able to do to put together a team that will be able, that far, has been able to do what we have been able to do. Not that we don't have done better. I believe we can do more. Finally, Mr. President, if I invite you to again re-echo the sentiments cutting across this room, namely that our communication must be coherent, that our voices must be measured, that our actions should have imagination, that our interaction must be positive, that once we reduce negative energy and build on positive energy, we shall overcome the challenges of our time. And unfortunately for me and you, this is our time. This is our space. This is our duty. You can't rent it. You can't help from somebody else. You can only use it. And the danger is nature accepts no gap. Nature allows no vacuum. If there's vacuum, the vacuum will be filled by some fool. And then we say, didn't we exist? We lived, didn't we see? We saw. Why didn't we take action? Mr. President, allow me once again to immensely thank the diaspora team for this immense duty. Thank especially the California chapter for hosting us, for being so kind, for being present. We are very grateful. I return to Uganda very satisfied that tomorrow is going to be better.